The following video is brought to you by Sawzall. It saws all.
Hello and welcome to Resisting Boredom. I'm Brandon Kaiser.
Joe's Joseph.
I'm Brian Haas.
Casey Monahan.
We are going to review Mom and Dad. This is kind of a iffy one because it's technically a 2018 movie, but also kind of was in some festivals in 2017, so we're considering a 2018 movie, so fuck it.
Fuck you.
Tell us if we're wrong.
A couple
Right,
hundred people got to see it before 2018, so it's a 2018 movie. Alright, they're just lucky, I guess. Anyways, it's directed by Brian Taylor, stars Nic Cage, Selma Blair, and Lance Henriksen. And let's review it. So let's start off with what was good.
Wait, who's Lance Henriksen?
He was a bishop in Aliens. And he was
the grandpa.
in this movie.
Yeah, you're gonna say starring Lance Henriksen?
He's the only person I knew.
Good things.
I only list the people I know.
Good things, Nicolas Cage.
I only list the people I know,
Done.
man. Okay, start it off then. Good, Nic Cage.
Yep. What? Do I need to elaborate? It's Nic Cage. I wouldn't say at his most cagiest, but he's
up there.
He's up there. He is. This is Drive Angry level Nic Cage. We're approaching like Bad Lieutenant Freakout on cocaine, but this is more like a Spirit of Vengeance sort of Nic Cage. But we're like on a Cage scale, and I know a thing or two about a Cage scale.
I suddenly feel like I'm inadequate at this Nic Cage connoisseurism that I'm witnessing in this review. This is going to be an interesting one.
Well, I'm not sure if you had a Nic Cage theme birthday.
No, I didn't.
But I did.
Yeah, okay.
So,
Alright. Alright.
Yeah, fucking great. Top to bottom, outstanding performance by Nic Cage. He should be up for
It's a
something.
good performance.
I don't know what awards they offer for people who are just Nic Cage.
The Cages.
You know, he has enough movies a year, they probably could do Best Nic Cage Performance in like his own award show or something. Because, you know, there's going to be like 4 more this year, at least.
But
So.
Say as far as direct to DVD Nic Cage performances.
I think this was a limited release.
Limited,
I would have gone
top
and
one.
paid for it if it was.
This is the top Nic
Well, you
Cage.
would let your movie pass pay for it.
I'm
Someone's
just saying.
getting paid.
Hey, I gave them money for it, so.
Top Cage. Top Cage.
Top Cage.
Top Cage.
Alright. I think this movie has an interesting style. It's a bit of an over-the-top style, and I overall like it. Sometimes it causes some issues, but for the most part, I liked its manicness. It's like very quick, you know, changeovers, very, very movement. The camera has a lot of movement. It has a lot of up, you know, down facing up angles, up facing down, like a lot of really interesting different angles from what you typically see in movies. But I found it interesting enough. There was only a few scenes where I got kind of lost in the action, but overall I thought it had a pretty cool style that is different, but fits this type of movie. Doesn't work at all, but this is when it's good. So
I'll just build off that and say I was really happy there was like no shaky cam.
Yeah.
Even in the
it
scenes,
is more
like,
shot changing than shaky.
Yeah,
so,
and at the school, I really thought they were going to go shaky cam, and they didn't. It was always, you know, little cuts or, you know, a little bit of panning or whatever, but it wasn't shaky cam, and I was happy.
Yep. Nic Cage, and I think they did a really good job making you root for the parents, because just shitty children.
I don't know if that was the
except for the kid
point.
going for the PSAT. He didn't do anything wrong. He was just trying to actually do good, and then every other child we saw was pretty shitty.
The little boy, the main little boy, wasn't actually that bad.
He stole his dad's gun.
Well, that was his dad's. Oh, I took that as his dad's fault for using the kid's birthday.
Yeah,
He should have
kind
used
of, kind of.
something else.
He still stole his dad's gun.
But he's a child.
The kid stole the money, or the daughter stole the money.
Yeah, she's a grown
son stole the gun.
Well, she's a teenager, so of course she's going to be shitty. But you know,
I was gonna bring this up in like bad, maybe I don't know, but like, how old is that?
we don't
son?
know.
kid.
Because like, is he like 4? Because he's not going to school yet.
He
Is
looks
like
older than
8
4.
or 12.
He looks
I don't
older-
know.
He looks older than 4.
Yeah. Well, obviously, but it's
Yeah.
the character supposed to.
And
be.
4 would be preschool. Like, you still would be.
I put
going
him
for at least
somewhere
half a
in
day.
like the 6, 7, but he should still be in school.
Yeah.
But
It's
Anyways.
age.
I would say the schlock. The schlockiness of this film.
Yeah.
Like it does not relent, and it does it great. It's like the background actors, just the weird throwaway lines. It's hammy.
Yeah,
but
definitely.
I thought they were drinking hams.
It's a great hammy. I loved all the schlock in this movie.
Yeah, it's like a kitschy sort of.
Yes.
They didn't care.
That's what they were going for.
Yeah, that's what they were going for.
It was like on purpose. It wasn't,
I'm glad that they went that route because you could have easily taken this movie and ruined the premise with you're like, let's make it a really heavy-handed film, or let's make it like an intense thriller. Nah, you go schlocky in here, great.
Yeah,
you get Nic Cage, you do schlock.
You have to use Nic Cage in the right way, and this is one of those movies that does because it knows that it's not a serious movie.
So I guess what I want to say as a good thing is the lack of explanation is like I guess this kind of goes off the schlock, but like if you had tried to put some science in there,
didn't overly explain it.
There's a couple things where you're like, I wonder if it's in it, but they'll never tell you. Who fucking cares?
Yeah, no, it's kind of better. Just leave it unsaid, and it's good. It was a nice tight runtime too.
It was to the point, abrupt, didn't overstay its welcome.
Correct. Never like what's going on. It was perfect, tight.
Tight,
yeah,
85 minutes or whatever.
All right, where's it gonna go from here?
Oh, it's that.
Roll credits. Oh, all right, good choice.
Good choice. Anyway.
I like where you're at.
Outstanding original score
By
by Mr. Bill.
Oh no!
I don't know. I like the soundtrack. I like the use of sound.
It's an interesting soundtrack. I'll give it that.
Mainly just because it made me laugh.
It's different, yeah.
It knows what it's about.
It's got jokes.
I don't know if I classify it as a good thing,
Yes,
but
I
I
would.
don't think I'd classify it as a bad thing either. So it's kind of in between.
I think it works for this movie.
I think it's fine for this movie.
Yes.
All right. Well, I remembered what I was gonna say. I like their creative use of violence in this movie. Like they really switch up the weapons. They really switch up the plans for attacking people. Like it's cool that they didn't just have it be plain boring, chasing them with guns and knives, typically, just that, and because there is that in there. It's not in here, but
We have
it's
a wonderful gassing scene.
Yeah, there's a lot of
the guy
different
grabbing the
stuff.
garbage bag and pouring everything out, and then chasing somebody down with it.
Good stuff. We mentioned there's weird MacGyvering of attacks in this. It's all right, cool. But it was very creative. So I appreciated that.
You mentioned it, but the only gun that's actually used was in self-defense by the children.
That's true.
I thought that was cool.
And then it disappears.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Well, we don't know how many bullets. Yeah, we don't know how many bullets are in it.
They only had two.
Science. Guess that's it.
Science. The dialogue. What I assume wasn't improvised by Nic Cage. Even for other people. I assume he was there giving pointers. I liked that they truly had their finger on the pulse of today's youth.
Except for not. It's
Nope, perfect.
I think
bitch.
they did have it on the hopelessness of adulthood, though. That was spot on and depressing as shit.
That's correct. The kid stuff is basically someone who thinks they know.
No, but that's why it was great.
Yeah. And it's someone who thinks they know what kids say.
That one teacher in the beginning, he was great. It felt like I was watching the beginning of the Bubble Butt music video with the way the dialogue was. It was like, yes, bitch. You look like a slut. Yeah, take a picture. That was the dialogue of the kids, and I thought it was great.
All right, let's get down to the bad then.
Who's bad?
I guess I have to start. Huh?
Yeah, I guess. You kind of started off last time, so now you're stuck with it. We can go reverse order if you want.
Now I'll take this one because I don't think anyone else has any other bad things to say. I was a little lost at a couple scenes.
Yeah.
The continuity didn't really bother me, but it was more of the they didn't establish a lot of stuff, and then suddenly an Asian would be there, and then two Asians, and you didn't even know where the first one is, and suddenly they hit you with a double Asian maneuver. Both Koreas. Oh wait, no, she was Chinese.
She was Chinese. She made a point. She made sure to say she was Chinese.
Because it was pretty racist to just assume she was from Vietnam.
Yeah.
So she clarified. there was that, and then there was a couple scenes like
Oh,
when they.
we're gonna. Oh,
No, well, then
we're
when she went in the duct and stuff, like where they popped out, like,
Yeah,
there's a couple things where I
yeah.
wasn't quite sure where
Yeah,
people were or where they were
the-
going.
The environment didn't seem
Yeah.
well mapped out. Like I didn't always know where anyone was at any given
Yeah.
moment based
Yeah.
on
That's
environment.
I got lost with a couple things like that. And like, how far is the bad neighborhood, which still looked really nice? Versus
Yeah.
Way better than
Yeah.
I've ever seen.
Like-
it was like super clean, but then the
Yeah.
Had
dude
something
dumped
knocked
some
over.
garbage.
Yeah.
Yeah, like there was a little pile of garbage on
Yeah.
the floor. Like
well, you can tell it's a bad area because that's where we're keeping the
I'm
two
sure-
black
I'm
people that you
I'm-
see in the movie.
I'm sure it was a house they rented out for use, and then we're like, oh, we can't dirty this too much, guys. We, let's just throw a little bit of pile of shit or something on the floor.
Yeah, I was a little lost in some of the where people were and things.
And with that, like the passage of time, like anytime
Oh,
somebody
yeah.
got knocked out,
Yeah.
like it gave the impression like, oh, it's hours, and then really
And it
it might have
was-
just been like 5 minutes, and it's like,
Yeah, and it was inconsistent in a lot of stuff like that.
Yeah.
In terms of like, there are a lot of flashbacks in this movie, but they don't really call them out as flashbacks.
Except
but then
some
later
are
on,
labeled. Yeah.
they're like,
It's one of the
this
other guys.
2003 or whatever, and you're like,
Well,
what?
well, 3 weeks
what
later.
yeah,
Yeah,
3
3
weeks.
weeks
Yeah,
before.
that's what it was.
3 weeks earlier.
It was like 3 weeks earlier. It's like we've had flashbacks this whole time. Now we need to know
That was-
exactly when this
It was
was.
weird that they did that because, like, the first flashback, I think, is that kid, right?
Yeah.
And, like, I didn't know what the fuck was going on.
Yeah.
Because it's just, like, he was looking at a door going outside or to the garage,
Yeah,
and then somebody's outside. I'm like, did he change?
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah, yeah.
Like,
It
I was kind of
it wasn't
confused
clear.
at that, and that's the first flashback, and then the couple other ones they do, no thing, and then suddenly there's just 3 weeks before.
Yeah, and then they also did like that establishing shot of like time lapse photography of time passing, and you're like, we didn't get this on any other like shot. Like now we get this. Like
Yeah.
it was kind of inconsistent.
And he's just been unconscious this whole time.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it was inconsistent in terms of
Yeah,
stuff like
right.
that.
That's my bad thing. My one bad thing on that.
Okay, moving on. I guess I'll take it. I think this movie isn't trying to be, but this feels like a lesser than movie, like a cheaper movie. I mean, it doesn't. It's not trying to be like
They had budget for that one wall.
It's not trying
that
to be
one
like.
piece of drywall.
This isn't like a big budget blockbuster or even a well-funded indie movie. This is very much like really cheap. And I mean, it's not necessary, but it does do something to like lower the quality of visually
They
and
got Selma
like.
Hayek and Nic Cage.
They got who?
Selma Hayek
You
and
mean Selma Blair?
whatever.
And
The
the
wrong
guy
side.
that she was trying to get a job from, he's like a real actor.
Grant Morrison.
And
They
Grant
got
Morrison.
Grant Morrison. In
Although you can't stop Grant Morrison.
In
He
a
shows up and
cameo.
you're like, well, of course.
I bet he didn't even get paid for it. Anyways,
All the
So
budget
they
went
had
into
$6
Nic
million?
Cage
Yeah.
and that pool
and
table.
Selma Blair. Yeah.
$6 million budget, 5 on the 2 main actors. But whatever.
Yeah, but anyways, I mean, you can tell it's not
Yeah.
It's not a top tier movie.
It's a cheap
like,
looking movie.
Yeah, and like we said, there were some even storyline wise and the way it was planned out and everything. Like the things we were talking about inconsistency could have been because they didn't have money for reshoots and all that kind of stuff. I mean, this is a low budget indie movie. It's not.
It seemed like
They only had the
they're
editing
doing the
budget
best
for the
they
1
can
3
with what they
weeks.
Yeah, yeah.
We don't have any enough in the credits.
We got one.
We have to look at. We could either credit Nic Cage for the hokey pokey, or we'll start putting the tags on like how long ago this was in the thing. Let's credit Nic Cage for the hokey pokey.
Yeah. They ran out of budget on the post production. They were like 3 weeks earlier. All right, we got that. Now let's get the rest of these. Oh shit, we're out of budget. All right, never mind. Fuck it.
They want us to trim some of the runtime down.
It just okay because there is a limit to be considered like a full length movie. You have to be like 80-some minutes long, and I bet this just qualifies. Like,
no, it didn't seem that short because
It's an hour and 23 minutes.
Is that what it was?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah,
So,
I think it's something like
83 minutes.
Yeah.
Oh, you might be right. 80 minutes.
80 minutes might be the minimum.
Yeah, you're right.
I mean, are they going for some reason? Like
It was tight though. Like
He qualified for different awards.
Yeah.
I wish
is that
that, no, because then it becomes a short film if it's like
Oh.
short enough. I know short films don't ever seem that short a lot of time anyways. They'll have like an hour-long short film. And
you
you're like,
either get the 20 minutes or the
Yeah.
just below the cutoff.
there's some stuff we could say is mediocre in this movie, but it's not
Yeah.
really bad. Like, there's a lot of stuff you
Yeah,
can't really
and
feel like
and
it's bad.
No.
Like I think the only people that if people are opposed to Nic Cage movies or opposed to fun schlocky movie,
Yeah.
you might think it's bad, and it's not
Your opinion's
great
wrong.
cinema where
Yeah.
he's going to be nominated for best actor or anything. But
He should be.
I saw this as a nice
Yeah.
stopgap coming off of all the award movies. Like, I watched a shit ton of award movies, and then it's like,
Palate
let's just
cleanser.
watch this, like, schlocky, weird action movie, like indie movie.
It's
It was like-
schlocky and you take it with a grain of salt.
Yeah, if you know what it's about.
It was a nice palate cleanser. So yeah,
Let's slide into
the ratings. So out of
I
5,
can't make a weird sexual pun about this.
so out of 5, how do you rate this movie's performance? All right, so ratings for Mom and Dad in 3, 2, 1, bam.
Really, guys?
Solid 5.
We all were on the same page, and then Josh comes out.
Well,
with
we all
5.
knew what Josh was getting.
With a
That's
5.
I thought about a 4.5, but I was like,
5
no.
out of
Nah.
5. It's
I mean,
the
yes.
perfect movie.
Yes!
The only movie I think, like in the last 5 years, Nick Cage has done it better is I kind of like Army of One a little bit better.
Oh, yeah.
It's even more Nick
I don't
Cage.
think I've seen that one. Anyways,
Otherwise, Bad Lieutenant, Protocol New Orleans.
Well,
was
that's
the
still
best.
the most Nick Cage movie.
all right. So with the ratings in the books, let's figure out where this thing goes on the rank bank. Our list of the best-ish movies of 2018.
Oh, it still says ish.
Yep,
Alright, you
I
rewrote
clarified ish, so it looks.
You rewrote
nice.
it.
More
I like it.
So where does it go on the list in 3, 2, 1?
It's forever and always.
Up,
Up.
above.
1 and a 1. So this is obvious. We don't need to do math. We don't need to try to come up with it. This thing goes to number 1. All right, so there you go. This is now the 3rd ever movie to take over the top spot on a rank bank. Congratulations, Mom and
That is
Dad.
cool.
There might be some more movement this year then.
We already have had more movement than last year in 2 movies.
Oh, yeah, that's
What'd you
true.
start with Logan?
Yeah, when you have Logan
Yeah,
number
oh,
1.
shit.
Goddamn delicious.
We had Logan number 1 all of last year. We've already had 2 different movies at number 1 now. So, that's going to do it. I hope you enjoyed this video. Like and subscribe. Comment below. Tell us what your favorite...
Doobly-doo.
Tell us what your favorite Nick Cage movie is. It'd be a good one. Or Nick Cage performance, even, if it's not maybe the greatest movie.
I mean, Wicker Man, great performance. Terrible movie.
Anyways,
The one that's on his shirt.
I think that's
Oh,
it.
yeah.
So until next time, find your own ways of resisting boredom.
Like a Nick Cage movie, right?
Stupid!
I'll edit it out.
Edit that out.
I will. It's gone.
See you in the post-credits burp section.